God Talk Unfiltered.
So just like many of you, I said, I'm not going to talk tonight. So Nicholas, my mom had a catering business, and she's always cooked for everyone, and her motto was, I have a need to feed. So I have a alternative health practice where I use things like herbs and homeopathic medicine and energy medicine. And I recently had this gentleman come to see me who has cancer, and he has this big cancer on his face. And we talked on the phone a few times before scheduling this appointment. And he came in and we talked, and he was very nasty sounding. He just spoke mean. And the thought kind of crossed my mind like, maybe that's why you have this on your mouth. I don't know that. So he only wanted to do one appointment because it was so aggressive. It was an aggressive form of cancer, and it was growing every couple of days. I said, okay, that's okay. We'll do the first appointment, see what happens. And I checked in with him. He's like, yeah, it's not growing. It's not growing. So I said, okay, I'll just wait to hear back from you, because he was one that you didn't want to bother. So he contacted me. I said, okay, let's set up our next appointment. And we did. I told him it was noon on Monday, and he showed up at 10:30. And I had appointments with other people at a different location. So he was very angry, and he left there very angry. And I'm like, oh, I got to call him. But I don't want to, because he was so mean. So I called him, and he didn't answer, so I left a message. And I just said, I'm not sure what happened. I had you written down for noon. And he called me back, and he just started to yell at me. And I went through my notes to make sure that I didn't screw it up, like that I wasn't in the right, because we like to be right? And I ended up saying, well, best wishes to you. And I hung up the phone, but it really bothered me. So a couple of days later, I got up early before getting the kids off to school, and I was doing my yoga practice. And it kept coming to me, you have to call him. You have to call him. I'm like, no, but I was right. I was like, oh, but I knew what I had to do, and it sucked. So I thought, hold on. Did I want to be right, or did I want God's grace? Thank you. I'll be fine now. So I called him, and I just said, I didn't like how things ended. I would love to help you if you would like my help. And he said yes. He appreciated me apologizing. And so he came to see me again. And in the meantime, he had come to where I work, and he had gotten more supplements. And they're like, he's here, and he's so mean, And one of the ladies, our first interaction, I asked him, do you believe in God? And he didn't. And I thought, okay. And one of the ladies that works there, she asked me the same thing. Does he believe in God? And I said, no, not yet. And sorry. She said, well, I've been praying for him. And I have a lot of other people praying for him too. So he came back to see me. We're doing really good with this cancer, and it's really hard to look at, And I try to, I guess, look at him the way Jesus looked at people and just see the God in everybody. And so our session was over, our last visit, and he reached into his pocket to give me some money. I said, no, you don't have to pay me this time. He said, yes, I do. I said, no, you don't. And he insisted. He said, if you don't take this, I'm going to throw it on the floor. So I'm like, okay. And I started to walk out to get his supplements together, and I turned around, and he was coming out of the room at the same time, and I just gave him a hug. And I figure he probably doesn't get many. And I'm hoping that he sees the presence of God through me, and that's why we're working together. That's my story. And I'm a crier.